and x and y intercepts for a given graph. So suppose this is a given graph of a quadratic function. This is the curve. Okay, so now we need to find the axis of symmetry. So first of all, we should know what do we mean by axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry is nothing but the line which intersects the graph into two equal parts. So if you look at carefully, that line will be the line passing through this point. Okay, this one. So it's a vertical line that divides the parabola into two equal halves. So if you see, it passes through the value of x, which is minus 5. So x equal to minus 5 will be the axis of symmetry. So we'll write here x equal minus 5. Now we talk about vertex. So vertex is a point where the axis of symmetry intersect the graph of the function. So which is this point. Now it's a point, so we need the value of x and y. So we see that this is x-axis, so the value of x is minus 5 and the value of y from here to here is minus 4. So the vertex becomes minus 5 and minus 4. Okay, so as we see that it is a upward parabola, so it will have a minimum value and minimum value at this point. So this is the minimum value, is this distance. So here the value of y is minus 4. Basically, if you know the vertex, the value of y from the vertex is nothing but your maximum or minimum value. In this case, it is a minimum value. Okay, the first coordinate is nothing but the axis of symmetry. Now we talk about the intercepts. So x-intercept. As we studied, the x-intercepts are the points where the curve intersect the x-axis. So clearly these are the points A and B. So what are the value of x here? X is equal to minus 7 and x is equal to minus 3. When we write it in the form of points, we write it as minus 7, comma. What is the value of y on the x-axis? It's always 0. So minus 7, comma 0 and minus 3, comma 0. So these are the points A and B. Okay, these are x-intercepts. So you may find in any of the way the value of x-intercepts. Depending upon the authors, they use different notation. Okay, now going for the y-intercept. Here, this curve is not intersecting the y-axis. So we say that it is having no y-intercepts. Okay, now moving to the next one. In this graph, again, the axis of symmetry is the line that divides the curve into two equal halves. So it is basically here, and here the value of x is minus 4. So the axis of symmetry is x equal minus 4. Vertex, again, this is the upward parabola, so it is here. So the value of x is minus 4. The value of y is in the middle of 8 and 10. So it is nothing but minus 4 and minus 9. It is minus 9 because it is negative y-axis. Okay. And the minimum value is this value, which is minus 9. X-intercepts being these points, this one and this. So looking at these values, the value of x here is minus 7 and the value of y is minus 1. So x-intercepts, if we write in the point form, it is minus 7, comma 0 and minus 1, comma 0. Or we can write it as x is equal to minus 7, x is equal to minus 1. Now y-intercept is the point where the curve intersects the y-axis and you can see it clearly over here. which is a point at the middle of 6 and 8. So it is 7. So the y-intercept is y equals 7. And on this axis, y-axis, x is 0. So writing in the point form, it will be 0, 7. Okay. Let's see another example. Here, yes, axis of symmetry. It's clear. Is this line? This is your axis of symmetry. So what is the value of x here? X is equal to 1. So axis of symmetry is x equal 1. Vertex is this point where x is 1 and y is 1. So it becomes 1, 1. And since this is a downward parabola, here you will have the maximum value, which is again 1, maximum value, this one. Y-intercept and x-intercept. X-intercepts are these 2 points. So it is x equal to 0 and x is equal to 2. Or you can write it in the point form 0, 0 and 2, 0. Okay, you have to write it in any one of the form, not both are required. Y-intercept, where the curve meets the y-axis. So other than origin, this curve is not meeting the y-axis. So here also the y-intercept is also 0. That is the point 0, 0. Okay, let's see this. In this example, what you see here is this point is intersecting the x-axis only here. So axis of symmetry, if I write -1, -2, -3, -4. So in this case, the axis of symmetry is x equal -3. What is the vertex? Vertex is this point where this is the x-axis, this is y-axis. Okay, so here the vertex is on the x-axis, means y is 0. So it is this point which is -3, 0. So -3, 0. And the minimum value is 0. Now let's talk about the x-intercept. So here you see this curve intersect the x-axis only at one point. So the x-intercept is -3, 0. Or you can write x equal -3. Yes, this is possible that you get only one value of x-intercept. So looking at the y-intercept is where this curve intersects the y-axis. So it is this point. So if you look, this is 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 0.9. So we say y-intercept is y equal to 9, or you can write it in the point form as 0, 9. Okay. So this is how we identify the axis of symmetry, the intercepts, vertex, and the maximum and minimum value from a given graph.